Kingy, your first thoughts?
On last night,
Yes.
my first thoughts were how good the leadership group of the Collingwood Football Club. Darcy Moore, the best game I've seen him play.
Oh,
Nick Dacos just took complete control of the forward half of the ground. And I thought that there's just that composure of guys like Pendlebury and Crisp when they were under genuine heat. You know, DeGo, we know is a top-line player. He's not necessarily, I wouldn't say he's in the leadership group, but Elliott's another one. I mean, they just have an understanding of what's required at the right time and can impact the game. I can't believe the game of Darcy Moore, and I think we've been critical of him over the last couple of years.
absolutely.
I think we've got to give him his flowers.
And rightly so.
Yeah, but let's give him his flowers.
Oh, we will definitely do that.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, because the couple of errors early with allowing Taylor Walker to fly with no one on him, and then the Sheridan turnover, Geordie. That was not a great start.
Oh, Sheridan!
And then they're into him. Dawson kicked the goal, and you think, gee, this could go one of two ways. This could ruin his night. But that was an unbelievable performance. 9 intercept marks.
The world record for finals.
They took 28.
Yeah.
28, which is the most this season by any team equal to
Most in a final.
Geelong and Essendon in round 23, I think it was. So it's an extraordinary performance. I thought Quayner's game last night was, he played well. I thought Frampton, who I had my doubts on whether he could still do it at the level, got it done. They made this Adelaide tall forward line look silly. They did.
I listened to the Hoyne, who's normally on with you on a Tuesday night. You haven't been there recently.
Haven't been there this year.
I'm not sure why, but
You're not sure why?
Yeah, not sure why.
Okay.
You got nothing on. You could drop in. I heard him with Cam, Luke, and JJ this week, and he was talking about finals performers and just the record of Jordan DeGoey. And again last night, you see what happens when you get to these narrow margin games. 26 disposals, 6 clearances, 5 score involvements, and a goal. He just understands what's required. I marvel at what he's been able to do over just a short prep. I shouldn't say a short prep. It's been calculated by the Pies, and it's not a short prep really, but it was a lengthy period out of the game, back for a short period where he has to influence. And boy, did he pay them back.
Yeah, so you've got to credit their high-performance staff because, at one stage he played that two and a half quarters and he was good, but they subbed him out. And then Craig McRae said, he's probably a bit more advanced than what we thought he would be. Touched the footy twice in the first quarter with no influence at all. And then he went inside and had one of the great second quarters in a final, 10, 4 clearances, 2 score involvements, and he got them going. So him and McCreary look different when those two are at centre bounce. And Adelaide's mid was smacked, and Collingwood's scoring from stoppage isn't their strength, but it was last night. They scored forward stoppages. They got it going from centre bounce, and Matty Nicks had no real answers with their midfield. We'll get to the Crows shortly, but it was a famous performance because if you looked at their form line coming in all the areas, and this is where you sort of assess it, they got no right to do this. And I just think the week off before the finals suited them more than anyone. With the ageing group, take a breath, refresh, get some work into some players that needed a bit more. They've managed it beautifully. They embraced the hype. They embraced the criticism. And they've come over on a mission with thousands of Collingwood supporters to get a serious job done. And that's a 24 points probably doesn't tell the tale of how dominant a performance that was. They kicked 11-13, 24 scoring shots to 15. It's a smashing, really.
Yeah. I'm looking at the game thinking, okay, who's going to be the wild card that could stand up for them and do something that's a little bit out of the ordinary or that you're not expecting? Is there someone that's going to have a 20-minute window where they can impact the game in a way that maybe just sets it on a path? And it was Ned Long. It was Ned Long during that 7-goal run. He was the man that just kept turning up, winning contests, winning clearance, and giving Collingwood that forward momentum, that opportunity to drive it into that forward half. They didn't have. You look at the opposite side of the coin. The Crows didn't have a Ned Long.
No.
And they didn't go deep enough in the middle, and they got exposed. And I think when you've got, and this is why we talk about the Isaac Rankin suspension so regularly, is when you've got healthy players sitting in the stands for whatever reason. And we go back to Tomahawk. Tom Hawkins has lived this. it just hurts you so badly. They lacked another midfield magnet to put in there when they were getting soundly beaten and the captain wasn't at the top of his game. So I dipped my lid to Ned Long, and they sort of the selection at Collingwood had sort of been refining what that extra magnet is. Is it Mitchell? Is it Long? Is it?
Yeah.
And they've been through and given everyone an opportunity. So I'd take me hat off to Ned Long for his performance during that 20-minute run.
How'd you see the inclusion of Mason Cox? He was never going to be a high impact, influential player, but structurally, he was, I think, important. And what it does for Darcy Cameron, often they had the two talls, the two rucks for kick-out target. Long down the line, they seemed to come near side every time for the kick-outs, and they had the predictability of going long to that contest. He took a couple of marks down the line, which he can do, Mason Cox. So I think they persist with this.
Yeah, I don't think he's a shock, Mason. I think you know what you're going to get. You're going to get low disposal. You're going to get contest. You're going to get an opportunity to crumb. You got a good second ruck. You do have a viable second ruck option.
Top three in the league.
Probably not top three, I wouldn't have said. But not the drop off between Cameron and him in the ruck is not as drastic as a McStay type. I thought he was okay, but I don't really think that he was the story.
No, I'm just asking. It was a selection gamble. I thought one that they'd be pretty comfortable with, clearly because they won. But I thought structurally they looked pretty good with him in.
What about the kicking of Nick Dacos? We showed it last night. I know people get sick of us talking about Nick Dacos, but you have to talk about brilliance. Guys that can separate games. Just his ability to contort his body or fashion a kick inside out or outside of the right slipper or pull it back in. That left foot, a minute and a half into the game, left foot, boundary side, pulls it back. He's got one target to hit. If he misses it, it's going full length the other end for a score in a final. First 5 minutes, he hits it.
Yep.
And I get, wow, they're on here.
Yeah, and then the goal that he kicked on the outside of the right, you're right. His agility allows him just an extra metre or two. And even late when he shake and bake a couple of times and hits the one inside forward 50. So, look, it was a performance that shocked me. I got it wrong. I didn't see with the way that their game was going that they could come to Adelaide against a side that had won their last 9 and had hardly been beaten in the last 13 weeks and get it done. But they did. Let's talk about Adelaide because there's...
I thought they'd be straight sets, Collingwood. In all honesty, hand on heart, I thought they'd be almost straight sets. So, what we think going in is irrelevant, really. You just got to talk about performance, and that's all we're doing this morning.
So Adelaide, finals you want to play well, and it was a lot of Adelaide players' first final, and I guess your reputation is staked in big games, and there was a few players that let themselves down. They got the Michaelini selection wrong, started him forward, which was no real surprise if you've been following that, but he just looked off the pace. Phil thought would be disappointed in his game. I thought some of his aerial efforts just weren't to the commitment that was needed. Kicked 2, but one of those was from a 50 from the ruck. Darcy Fogarty would be bitterly disappointed with his performance. I hardly saw him, and for a big man who can impose himself on games at times with his power and aggression, didn't see any of that. So they've got some Mitch Hinge getting subbed out and no influence at all. So they got some concerns. They'll take on a side that comes here on Friday night with confidence, the winner of the Giants and Hawthorn. And after the season that they've had and the form that they've been in, they're under the pump.
Boring, straight line footy.
It was, wasn't it?
It was
predictable.
It was straight. They couldn't bypass the interceptors. It was Darcy Moore and Quayne are just down the line, 40 metres, 50 metres off contest, and they just dump kicked it. And then couldn't win a contest in their forward half. With the exception of maybe Walker, who at times looked really dangerous, the rest really didn't fire a shot. Riley Thilthorpe did most of his damage further up the field.
Yep.
Didn't really have a presence inside the forward 50. And they have struggled with their attack in the second half of the year, but their defence has saved them. Didn't happen last night. The back six of the Pies were just too smooth for them, too organised and too pure. I just didn't think that they were tough enough last night, the Crows. They just didn't have the same intensity, the same desire to bring the ball to ground if you can't mark it. The amount of times I saw Darcy Fogarty really not compete, just sort of meander past the opportunity to fight tooth and nail, to scrap, to get that ball to ground. And at the other end was a complete contrast where you saw Mason Cox, who knows he's not a superstar, just try and bring the ball to ground at worst. So that to me was a big gap in the game.
Yep, it was. And then their midfield, you can understand the interest as everyone can in the side just to boost that midfield. But I'm not sure that in future, Sid Draper, they've drafted a high draft pick. He's going to be a very, very good player. So they're clearly conscious of that. But can you go with Saligo? Can you go with Berry? These are the questions that are going to have to be asked for Adelaide in the off-season. But right now, their midfield, when Dawson is down and Rankin's not there, is just not to the level that you need to win. Good luck if they had to play Brisbane or Geelong with their midfield. So yeah, that's a concern for them as well. What'd you make of the booing of Isaac Quainer?
I noticed it, but it surprised me in the post-match how loud it was. I didn't see it as a big thing during the game, but handled really well by Collingwood. And I guess when you're playing as well as they were, why would you get involved in that sort of stuff? But gee, Quainer put it behind him pretty quick, didn't it?
So well.
Gee whiz.
He spoke to SEN post-game last night.
I did hear a little bit of it, but to be honest, I get so locked in games. I don't really pay much mind to anything else other than what's on the field. So, to be honest, what I paid mind to was the Collingwood fans with the Collingwood chant and the incredible noise that they were making. So, I honestly just didn't pay much mind at all.
There he was. Jesus, I haven't seen him play that well in a long, long time. Not huge numbers, but just thought his ability to shut down the options, the outlets, and then win his one-on-one contest was terrific. So they had some big performers last night.
Think the buses worked?
I reckon.
I reckon they did.
4 of them.
Sending the troops over.
$130.
Is it 130, wasn't it?
Yeah, half price.
A bargain.
Smart. I mean, they just do things well as a footy club. It's a smart idea. Understand the frustrations of some of your fans, the price. And we're going to put 4 buses on. And they came from everywhere. They travelled so well.
I think all 4 busloads walked past the hill last night after the game just to remind us of what we've said about them during the year. Morning to all those people.
Yeah, morning to all of them who sent me a Twitter message last night as well, which I love, mind you. Love the passion of it. Firstly, before you're in the gun, any feedback coming through?
Yeah, we do. I just want to read one from Maureen, who's taken the time to put a long text message together. I can't get through on the phone, but I'd love you to read this for me. Much appreciated. Mary from Edithvale. In this day and age, surely as a society, we're better than booing. The Adelaide crowd turned up last night. Rather than celebrating their team in a final, were hell-bent on booing every act of a Collingwood player. They consistently booed Dacos, the player voted by the players as the best in the competition. Equally, the crowd regularly booed Quaynor, who was the target of homophobic slurs from Rankin, blah, blah, blah. Maybe some education needs to be directed to the Adelaide population. Why go to the football if you're always going to be booing? It doesn't make any sense to me. That is a worthy text.
It is a worthy text.
Thank you for that.
It is strange to sit there and you think about sit there and boo. Boo. Well, that's ridiculous, really, isn't it? Like, honestly, it's embarrassing. All supporters do it. They even boo their own players sometimes, which is even more ridiculous. But it's a good point. Quaynor had done nothing wrong, and it was pretty ordinary treatment. But a lot of footy club supporters do the same. Last week, you had people that take videos at functions in the gun.
Yeah, I've got some feedback.
And I had people that sook and cry and moan about the All-Australian team. So in the guns for Grays.com, Australia's leading online auction marketplace. Who you got in the gun this week?
Well, aren't we going to drift into the regions of
We are.
Okay.
So let's go there.
Well, let's stay true to our form.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the Kyneton president,
Yes.
Guy Nelson, who is with us. Guy, thanks for your time.
Hi, Kane.
I've got you in the gun, Guy.
Yeah.
I've got you in.
Absolutely.
I have got you in the gun. What is going on with your football club and handing out long-term deals like you're giving candy to kids, Guy?
Jimmy Sullivan, Caleb Fisher, Ethan Turner, all on 5-year deals.
5-year deals.
At Kyneton, or as you like to call it, Kyneton.
Kane, they're stars. You've got to get them signed up.
Who's the last fella? The last fella that's the most recent one.
Yeah, Ethan.
He doesn't even look like he can kick a drop punt. I saw the picture. He's sort of got sort of a double-handed ball drop sort of set-up guy. Are you sure you're giving the right players these deals?
No, Ethan's a gun.
Okay.
And the community builds, connection with these players as they come through juniors, and we've got to hang on to them because they get poached all the time. So we've got to sign them up, Kane.
What sort of cash are we talking out there, Guy? What would a good country footballer earn for Grays Online?
Well, let's say somewhere between $0 and $1,000
per game.
Naught. I don't think you're signing him for a 5-year deal on naught.
I hear there's a big final coming up. Well, you qualified 6 and
in fact, I'd like to offer Kane a 5-year deal to play with us.
Oh,
No,
yes.
you don't want me.
Yes.
I'm thinking something like $300 a week, Kane. Would that
that
make any sense?
That won't cut it.
It won't free up
you-
his Saturdays.
You don't want me, but you got. Is it a home?
Would 310 get it done?
You got a prelim final? Is it this week?
Oh yeah, the town's buzzing, Kane. It's so exciting. We haven't won a final for 27 years, a premiership for 27 years, and we've won the last 2 finals. Guys have fought hard, both our under-19s and our seniors, and the town is absolutely buzzing. We've got a home final tomorrow at the showgrounds, and it'll be a huge crowd cheering the Tigers on.
We're right behind you. Hey, how is country footy going? Because we hear a lot of reports about leagues closing down and teams really battling to field respectable squads or competitive squads. How is country footy going?
Well, it's hard work. There's a bit of money going around in country footy these days, and not a lot of people. You've got to sell a lot of pies to pay these wages. But
5-year deals.
it's still the lifeblood of the town all around Victoria, I'm sure.
Now, listen, if you get the chocolates done in the grand final, we will come to you Mad Monday.
Ah.
Kane and I will be there. None of this dress
Don't
up.
make
None of this
promises.
dress up rubbish, but we will be there. It may not be for a long period of time, but we will be there.
Guy, thank you for fronting
that would
up.
be fantastic.
That's what good leaders do when they are under fierce criticism, which you are. Good luck, and I hope this investment pays off for your footy club.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Go Tigers.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Knighton president Guy Nelson.
Jimmy Sullivan and Caleb Fisher and Ethan Turner, they want to get a kick on Saturday.
Ethan's just got a bit of an awkward ball
A
drop.
bit of a Phil Cracker
like
sort
he's
of.
got
It's Phil Cracker
the
style.
sort of double-handed sort of setup. I'm not sure it's
I just
worthy of
I just saw
5 years.
I just saw in the local Kyneton Express.
Oh, what are you doing?
No, I've got a little cutout of a pack mark from one of the young fellas who is the only player there that's not on a 5-year deal. So it won't be too long
Next
before
week.
Harry Ryan
Next week, Harry,
is on a 5-year.
is he holding out?
He's holding out.
Is
He's
he
playing hard to get.
Wanganeen Miller style.
He's the one that could be poached. So if they win it, Cornsey, we're off to Mad Monday.
No, we're not.
Here we are.
Grays.com, Australia's leading online auction marketplace. It is easy to buy and sell with Grays.
Off the Knighton.
Gee, the Giants have made a big
Now,
couple of inclusions, haven't
how
they?
many risks can you take?
Oh,
I get nervous.
in the
with this.
gunworthy or not?
Well, people take you the wrong way. We put Hayden Young's sort of situation in a couple of weeks ago.
Backfired on you.
Well, of course it does,
Yeah.
because this is what we're talking about.
Yep.
How many risks can you take? Stringer,
Well, they've taken 3.
Hogan, and Kelly.
Yep.
Oh, this is why they got Jake Stringer. This is all. This is the conversation.
Finals, Jake.
1 quarter, Jake. I just want 1 quarter of Jakey boy kicking 2 or 3.
And the genius has taken a risk in his own right. We'll get to him
Hang on.
a little bit later on.
You've been talking the genius up about the 4 to the floor all year.
No, it's been 2 weeks.
What do you mean it's
They've
been 2
gone with it for 3 weeks.
Hey,
Give me some more.
No,
Four to the
no.
floor with
It's
Fabio.
not 4 to the floor
Gaston
anymore.
Lewis deal.
It's gone.
It's
Cut it off.
a bit
Cut it
more,
off.
just
Cut
a
it off.
fraction
Cut
more.
it off, Geordie.
Fraction more, Geordie.
I will press the
He's
dump
not
button.
there.
I will press the dump button if you keep this going. I tell you what, when you're not in the office,
Yeah.
don't they take a
They
few
run
liberties?
right.
Hey?
They run right when you're not. Anyway, Josh Weddle is a slight risk. We'll speak to.
Good inclusion though. Train the
Had
house
to-
down.
Had to pick him. Mitch Lewis misses
Sam
out.
Butler.
Butler was a shock to me. Luke Bruce is out. The future Brownlow medalist Cam McKenzie can't find his way into the
David
side either.
Swallow. Is there a spot in the lineup for sentiment?
I wouldn't have thought so, but he'll be the sub, and it may give them a boost that they need. What's the rest of your weekend look like?
Oh, can't wait. I'm looking forward to this weekend of finals. It's just unbelievable.
16 hours in the studio tomorrow, or
No, I'll be doing first crack tomorrow night. You'll
tomorrow night?
Friday night, Saturday night. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that right? I've lost track
It's
of my
usually
days.
Sunday, but yeah.
Well, Sunday's a bit too deep, so we're doing it straight after the last game. Hot.
So hang
You'll
on.
be doing your little video back from the shed.
Usually you get to the studio at 12 on a Saturday. Does that mean you?
Well, we go final, review the final, bit of bounce into the next final, and then review the finals with first crack. What a great lineup that is.
So what time will you get there tomorrow?
I'll be there for the first game and sit there for the afternoon. Yeah.
It's a big day.
Like it. Love it.
Big day. As I said, Grays.com, Australia's leading online auction marketplace. It is easy to buy and sell. That was... What are you laughing at?
A text machine. A couple of people want their four to the floor for their ringtone on their phone.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Oh.
We'll sort
we'll
that
get
out.
that, will we?
It'll be part of our merch package. You can buy that as well. What's on your agenda?
I'll tell you what's on mine is I thought Michael Voss was brilliant with us last week.
Good feedback on that. by
Great
the way.
feedback from
Yeah.
all Carlton fans. They just love the honesty. Yep, not doing this, not doing that. This is where it sits. And he said some things. He actually fired some bullets and straightened us up a couple of times. And I think in the end, that's what you want to hear from your coach, just what's going on. I challenge Essendon to do the same. I challenge Brad Scott to come and talk to the fans. Look, what is going on at Essendon? It seems to me like the Zach Merritt discussion is an annual event. They have to sell the club to him every year. There's rumours of discontent with other senior players. We've got Draper walking out after Ball reports them basically having dinner together and trying to thrash out their issues. Didn't work. He's gone.
So is this an open invitation
100% it is.
to Brad and you to bury the
I've
hatchet?
got no problem with Brad. But
to bury the hatchet, to get him...
there is no hatchet.
in-
I've said what I've said. He said
in
what he
with
said.
us.
We move on. That was, 7 or 8 years ago now. We move on. But I think the Essendon fans want to know what's going on with their footy club.
On Fireball.
On Fireball.
Yep.
Come and front
So
up. Sit in with us for 20 minutes.
Open invitation.
Yep. And even the same for any club, really. I mean, we're happy to discuss in real time what's happening, particularly around trade period.
So should the Dogs do the same?
Yeah, but I just don't think there's as much discontent at the Dogs.
You don't?
Or you think there is?
Wow. They've wasted a pretty golden era, but that's my view. Do you think North should do the same?
I think Clarko's been on with us this year and spoken about the challenges that are there. Mate, open.
Might have
It's
been
an open
last year, I
invitation.
reckon.
Open invitation. Whoever wants
Anyone.
to come in, that's fine.
Fireball.
But when there's so many murmurings about Merritt in particular, your captain, weighing up offers. and
They
those
would
sorts of
say
things.
he's contracted for 2
Yeah,
years.
I know
and
they
this
say
is
all
this is a non-story. We're not trading him. Zach is a player that
But they don't say that.
gets around. No, well, they just don't think they need to because they don't
Right.
want to deny the reports every year. Like this happens every year. Now Zach is a player that needs to start going. Okay, I got to trust the people around me at the footy club rather than going external all the time. He wants coffee catch-ups with everyone. Zach Merritt. He's looking for advice, which is what makes him great. And Essendon are supportive of that. But at some point, you go, I've played 250 games. I'm 30 years of age. I don't need the external coffee catch-up advice. Because what happens there is he might say to someone, gee, I'm a bit frustrated with this. That person tells someone, then it explodes into Zach Merritt wants out.
There's only one voice I want to hear from, and that's the coach.
Yep,
He's
I
got his
agree.
hands
I'd
on the
love to chat
steering
to him.
wheel.
I'd love to chat to him on the
Open
record.
invitation.
Yep, open invitation to Brad
Talk to
to
your
come
fans.
on. They're pretty open. Like he's come on the agenda setters before. He's done footy classifieds. They don't shy away from it.
But the landscape's different now.
It is now. Yeah.
Talking about Sardis leaving. They're talking about Langford being under stress to leave. They've got their ruckman's just walked out. I mean, come on, let's get serious.
Just on a lighter note, Pick and Stick just caught fire.
Oh yeah.
But we got around to a few of the legends.
Yes.
Ahead of the Legends
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
And we put the question of Chol or Norton. Let's have a
Absolutely.
listen to a couple of their responses.
Here's one for Kingy for 5-0. Chol or Norton?
Norton.
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 Norton every day of the week.
Norton. I played with Norton, so let's go Norton.
They're ridiculous.
All of them.
You've doctored that.
Oh,
It's not true. Because I've been on Instagram and the actual proper count was 3-7.
I may have had
Yes, thank you. Honesty, please.
something. You got 3 out of 10. It's hardly groundbreaking stuff. I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to seeing how
there's
your
only
boy.
one of them playing in finals.
I'm looking forward to seeing how your boy
Yeah.
Marbiel
Well, at
goes in
least-
finals.
At least he's playing in finals.
Yeah, well, let's see if he gets a kick.
Well, let's see.
Hey?
At least he's there, because I tell you who's not getting a kick in finals.
No, his
Yeah.
team didn't make
Yeah,
it.
no, again.
Let's see how he goes, your man.
Yeah.
It's almost song-worthy on Monday, I reckon.
What do you make of the player movement? So the Saints have been aggressive. They've been on the right side of a couple of them. Now the other clubs are coming to pick a few of theirs off, in particular Wilkie.
Yeah.
It's an interesting landscape.
I like the aggression. I think you've got to get busy. You've got to look to improve your list. You've got to give your coach the best opportunity to win it. I just wish the AFL had embraced this mid-season for a 2-week, 3-week window between rounds, 10 and 13. Close it after a bye round, and then we go. We roll for the back half of the year. I think that'd be so exciting for all the fans. We all love our lists getting better, either immediately with an opportunity to win the flag or make finals, or for the long term, getting better deals mid-year.
So who's frustrated? Which clubs are which supporters are frustrated by your club doing zero, or they look at least publicly looking like they're doing zero? 0433981116. I tell you that Will Brodie and Jacob Weir aren't going to move the needle for Port Adelaide. So that's what I've heard about. I'd like them to be in the mix for a few others, but if you are sharing that frustration at your club, let me know. I think there's some Carlton fans going, well, we've lost a couple. There's picks and salary cap, and we've got a coach under the pump. What are we doing?
See, I admire the Saints. Now,
So do I.
I get
I
they've
love
had
it.
to spend a lot to do it, and that's part of it. But at least the Saints fans are going, well, we tried the
We're
other
having a
option.
crack.
We tried that. You
Yep.
told us to stick the course and build a pathway to obtaining some talent. You know what? In the end, it was sheer finance. Good on them.